starring Jeff O'Hanlon, along with Logan Hinton, are your hosts for Face the State.
Welcome to Face the State. Did you know that Connecticut produced the first cotton gin and also produced the first color TV? Not only are we the Constitution state, but we're just the first for everything. The Constitution that Connecticut currently goes by was established in 1965 and it's had three prior constitutions dating all the way back to the 1600s. We were the first state amongst the 13 colonies that first broke away from England. That is also why we call it the Constitution State. And once England found out of us breaking away, King George sent his troops over to come get our Constitution and burn it. We hid it in an oak tree in Hartford, and that is how Connecticut has all the banks called the Charter Oak. It's a fun fact, Connecticut, and don't forget it.
Today we have a special treat because we have members from all three branches of government. And up first, we have the legislative branch. Over to you, Elroy.
With me, Senator Ted Foster. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
I have a few questions for you to answer. Is that okay?
Of course.
What do you do as a district representative?
I represent the people of Ledyard and Groton, Connecticut. I listen to their needs, try to make bills off some, pass bills, create bills, and try to help move society forward.
How experienced are you?
This is my 5th term in the House of Representatives, and I am also involved in other committees.
What committees are you involved with?
I am a member of the Finance, Revenue and Bonding, Environment, and Bank committees.
What do you do in the Environment Committee?
In the Environment Committee, we deal with matters relating to the Department of Agriculture, including conservation, recreation, pollution control, state parks, water resources, and flood control.
What is one of your goals in the committee?
Currently, we are working on a path to clean fuel and vehicles where we are attempting to increase the number of clean vehicles to support our goals for clean air. For this, we are investing in lower polluting, cleaner, and renewable technologies to help with the environment.
Thanks for coming.
Of course.
Thank you for that useful information. Now let's keep it in the legislative branch and swing it over to Ashley.
Hello, I'm here with Senator Donald Hitchcock. How you doing? I'm doing well. How are you doing? Pretty good. So, I'm going to start by asking you a few questions. Okay, so, what is it like being a senator?
Being a senator is great. I have the opportunity to develop a relationship with the citizens of Connecticut.
Great. And what priorities do you have as senator?
My priorities are the finance reformance, the ethics reformance, protection of children, the improvement of the environment, and the safeguard of social safety net.
Okay, and more specifically, what do you think on the recent increase of the minimum wage?
I improved the increase in minimum wage. We won't have $10.10 an hour until 2017, but it'll increase slowly every year.
And what committee did that come out of exactly?
It came out of the Finance, Reformance, and Bonding Committee.
And my final question, what is the latest thing you have done as chairman of the Environment Committee?
I authorized legislation to clean up the power plants.
Interesting. Hello, I'm here today with Senator Kathy Osteen, and I'm going to start off today by asking you a few questions.
All right.
Before this job, were you in recent legislation?
Yes, my first job in government was being the first selectman of Sprague, and then from there, Governor Malloy put me on the committee for the two-storm panel.
And then how did you land this job that you have today?
How did I land this job? Well, I started originally in the corrections department, and from there I saw the problems that women face in the career world, so that kind of pushed me to go for a government position.
And what are your responsibilities as senator?
My responsibilities as senator are to represent the people, and I head the chair for planning and development, which the planning and development is for working with local governments and fire and storm teams.
And what do you feel about Aaron's Law?
The Aaron's Law, I feel, is a really important law. I feel that children need to know about sexual abuse and sexual harassment and know how to target that and identify that.
Okay, thank you.
Wow, these interviews are going pretty well. Last one from the legislative branch. Let's swing it over to Jeff.
Brendan Sharkey. How are you, Brendan?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. A few questions if I may.
Sure.
Where were you born?
I was born in Orange, New Jersey, but then I moved to Connecticut in 1971.
Where did you go to school?
I first went to college in Georgetown, and I got my bachelor's degree in English and philosophy, but then I went to the University of Connecticut Law School to get my law degree.
Who influenced you?
No one really influenced me. It was mainly just law school. I mean, I was always in politics when I was growing up.
So what house district?
I'm in House District 88. It's a pretty nice house district.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how many bills have you sponsored?
I've sponsored 204 bills.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
What was the most beneficial bill?
Right now, the most beneficial bill is actually the one I'm working on now, and it's called the Reverse Pilot Bill. It's about how we want to change so nonprofit organizations pay taxes and then they're reimbursed instead of having to go through the town and getting the town reimbursed.
That's a good bill.
Yeah, we're hoping it'll help a lot of people.
I think it will.
Okay.
Are you happy with your position as Speaker of the House?
Yeah, I love my new job. It's just a great opportunity. I was sworn in on January 19th of 2013, and I'm just glad I was given the opportunity.
How do you feel knowing you're second in line for governor? Would you be able to do it?
It's nerve-wracking knowing that you're second in line for something that's such a major position, but I mean, I'm physically and mentally ready for it if the opportunity comes.
How happy were you when you got sworn in?
I was very proud of myself, just like my fellow legislators were proud enough to give me the job and elect me.
Do you feel like you're performing this position in a good way?
I think I'm doing it to the best of my ability. I mean, not everyone might agree with me, but you're always going to have critics.
Thank you for coming today.
You're welcome.
Wow, that was great from the legislative branch. And up next, we have the judicial branch. But stay tuned as we take a quick break.
Looks like a great movie, probably a must-see. But now let's tune in with the judicial branch as we kick it over to Alyssa.
Ms. Keppel, what are your responsibilities for being a probate court judge?
My responsibilities is to protect the rights of individuals while offering those involved in probate matters. I enjoy helping so many people through various probate court matters.
Okay, how long have you been a judge?
I have been a judge for over 22 years and absolutely love it.
Also, how long can you be a judge for?
I can be a judge forever, but I will retire at age 70.
Where did you go to college?
First, University of Bridgeport. First, School of Law, then Masters of Art degree and Political science at Drew University, the ending at Assumption College to get my bachelor's of art.
Okay, what do you think about the court of parents and grandparents using grants from the kinship fund to buy items necessary for any given child?
I agree with the fund. It's nice to help families out.
I'm here today with Chase Rogers from the Connecticut Supreme Court. Hi, Chase.
Hello.
What are you responsible for as Chief Justice of the Connecticut Supreme Court?
As Chief Justice, my vote counts as much as any other justice on the Supreme Court. I am more of a manager of sorts, responsible for calendars and scheduling.
How long have you been Chief Justice?
I was appointed Chief Justice in February of 2007, and I am Connecticut's first Supreme Court Chief Justice. Alright. I was appointed Chief Justice in February of 2007, and I am Connecticut's first female Chief Justice.
Where did you go to college?
I have a Bachelor of Arts degree from Stanford University and a JD from Boston University of Law.
What did you do before you were Chief Justice?
Before I was Supreme Court Chief Justice, I was an attorney at the law firm of Cumming and Lockwood, and from there I worked my way up through the court system.
Now, if anyone needed to contact you to ask you any more questions, where could they do that?
You can contact me at 860-757-2200 or 231 Capitol Avenue.
Thank you, Chase.
Wow, what a great interview, Hannah. But it looks like Lissa's just all over the place today with these interviews. Let's kick it off to her again one more time.
Today I'm here with Michael Sheldon. What are your responsibilities for being an appellate court judge?
I need to thoroughly research, read, and write the proposed opinion to be as correct as I can on the law and facts on the case. And I need to vote on the majority of the judges and justices who must decide on the case.
How long have you been doing this job?
I was appointed to the appellate court by Governor Daniel Malloy in October 2011. My term expires in 2019.
How long can you stay in this job?
You can... I lost
How can someone get a hold of you?
You can find me at ctstatelibrary.org.
Where did you go to college?
I went to Princeton University. After that, I attended Yale Law School and graduated in 1974.
Thank you, Judicial Branch. And up next, we're going to wrap it up with the Executive Branch. But first, here's a few words from our sponsor.
Now let's kick it over to the executive branch, and probably with the most important video of the day. Here we go with Lynchy, with Governor himself, Daniel Malloy.
Today I'm here with Governor Daniel Malloy. I want some questions today. Sure. So, before you came into government, what did you do?
Well, I began my career as an assistant district attorney in Brooklyn, New York. I moved back to my hometown, Stanford, and I opened my own practice. I served on the Stanford Board of Finance from 1984 to 1994, and before being elected mayor, and then I was elected mayor of Stanford. I served 4 terms as mayor from December 1995 to December 2009. I ran for state governor in 2006. I unfortunately lost. But then I ran again, and I was sworn in as governor on January 5th, 2011.
Now, there was a recent gun law that you signed. What are your views on that?
I believe it was a great law that was passed. We now have mandatory background checks for all firearm sales. And as far as the background checks, we try to find criminal records. We ban the sale and purchase of ammunition magazines holding more than 10 rounds. And you must be 60 months removed from a psychiatric hospital. And all assault weapons or military grade weapons are banned now.
Interesting. Also, with the taxes, you want to raise the taxes. What is the reason for that?
Well, the state was in a multi-billion-dollar deficit when I came in as governor. So I believe the way to fix that deficit would be to raise the taxes. It's called the shared sacrifice. It was dependent on increasing just various taxes to fix the deficit.
Okay, and for minimum wage, you also want to raise that. What's the reason for that too?
I believe anyone working 40 hours a week should be above the poverty rate. And I think it would just be overall better for the state. A lot of people would be, there'd be a lot of less struggle for people.
And that's all.
I'm here with Secretary of State Denise Merrow.
Wow, that was legendary. I don't even think he stuttered once. But let's kick it over to Vicky with our next interview.
You've been a Secretary of State for 4 years. What caused you to switch over from the House of Representatives?
Well, in 1994, I was first elected to General Assembly. Then I rose to the rank of House Majority Leader from 2008 to 2010. I also served as the chair of the Budget Writing Appropriations Committee in 2005 to 2008. As the chair or vice chair of the committees on education from 1994 to 1998, and government administration and elections from 1994 to 1996. So by getting elected to Secretary of State, I was able to complete a cycle of commitment to the civic participation, accountability, and transparency in government. So in order to complete my cycle, I had to leave the House of Representatives.
You're a classical pianist. That would have been a wonderful career path. Why did you choose the exciting path of government?
Well, it started when I was just a teacher and I formed a consortium house at the Secretary of State's office in 1984 to increase law-related education, writing curriculum on constitutional issues for young adults, and on Connecticut's constitutional history. So like I said before, civic participation, accountability, and transparency in government motivated me to pursue this career more than 25 years ago.
Oh, so it's always been a big topic. With all the issues in the state, minimum wage, gun control, and state funding benefits, why do you believe so strongly in bettering the state of voting?
Well, I'm focused on civic engagement and ensuring that every citizen's rights and privileges are protected by making sure that every vote is counted accurately.
That's always important. Well, thank you for coming and talking with us today and answering all of our questions.
Wow, what a show. We had all three branches. But now, to end it, we're sending it back over to Lynch.
Today I'm here with Nancy Wyman, Lieutenant Governor of Connecticut. How are you doing today?
Good.
How did you become Lieutenant Governor?
Sorry.
It's okay.
I began my service in government a little over 30 years ago. I ran for a seat on our local school board in Holland. I was on the Board of Education for around 8 years until I was elected to the House of Representatives in 1986. I held leadership positions such as House Chair, Person of Appropriations Subcommittee, on elementary and secondary education. I was elected state comptroller in '94, and I was the first woman to ever do that. And now I'm lieutenant governor, and I've been for about 4 years now.
As lieutenant governor, what are your responsibilities?
The lieutenant governor serves as president of the Senate by virtue of the office, and my duties are to preside over the Senate, and I recognize all members wishing to address the Senate. I put all the questions to vote and decide questions of order, and I also refer bills to committees.
Recently, Governor Malloy signed a gun law. What is your opinion about that?
The approval of the gun law was well thought out between Governor Malloy and I do agree that it was a good decision made.
How long do you plan on having the responsibilities of lieutenant governor?
A long time.
And that is all today with Nancy Wyman.
Face the State is brought to you in part by Wendy's.
And we're open late. Stay thirsty, my friends.
And bloopers.
Wow, that was like a great movie. It's probably a must-see. But now we gotta turn... How
you doing today?
Good.
Would you mind a few questions?
Keep going.
I'm really sorry.
No, just keep going.
Okay.
Don't say sorry. Wow, that looks like a great movie. Maybe even a must-see. Now, we gotta tune in with the judicial... Logan.
Such as House Chairperson of Education Committee and Chairperson of...
Now here we go with the executive branch, and probably our most interview of the day. Are you recording? Oh,